Everybody, live currently on, there we go, he's got his stuff up and everything.
This is recorded.
There we go, we're doing this right. Kit.
Yes.
You suffer from Lyme disease. I'm going to go through the protocol here shortly.
Okay.
So hopefully it comes back. Who knows? Who knows? But they're, how do you treat Lyme disease?
Well, the best way is to get a hold of someone who actually knows how to treat it correctly.
Right.
I hate to say it, but there's really not that many in Iowa. There's been a lot of denial of it in Iowa. For some reason, they think it stops at the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Missouri, and Illinois border. But if you look at the map where they show all the different cases that have been reported through the years,
Yeah.
Iowa, northeast corner, all the way down to Blackhawk County is just as thick as everywhere else in the United States.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So, and we don't want to get into it too much because I know it's political, and I don't know anything about it, so I don't want to say anybody's in the right or wrong.
Right.
Why?
Well, what happened back in 1981 is a lot of people don't realize that there was a law passed where you could actually own a part of any living thing if you got the DNA. You got a patent on it, right? Guess what the first thing that was discovered after that law was passed by Congress?
Lyme disease.
Borrelia burgdorferi. And that DNA was broken up between all kinds of people. And there is, to be honest, there is no study that shows that chronic Lyme does not exist. And there's no study that supports that a short-term case of antibiotics will work. Do you follow me?
I'm following you here, yes.
Right.
So there's no studies being done that can correctly do some things for us.
A lot of times what happens, I always want to refer to the doctors at ILADS, ILADS.org. If you really want to dig into it, there's a lot of misinformation out there. But 3 years ago, this September, the CDC used to have some reporting criteria that was just for surveillance use. Unfortunately, they always told everybody it's symptoms-based diagnosis. And what they were looking for is if people were in this certain category. They weren't telling everybody that test was diagnostic. So finally, 3 years ago, they changed what was their annual reporting criteria. And the numbers jumped from 28,000 to now, this year they're expecting it to be 343 to 1 million Americans infected per year. Zika has only had 388. The budget for Zika through the CDC is 1.9 billion. The budget through CDC for Lyme is $26 million.
Holy, well, that's quite a bit of a drastic difference there. According to the information you gave me, we're working on, 300,000 people a year, 10 times more Americans than previously reported. There are 5,770 CDC estimated cases per week, new Lyme disease cases in the U.S. per week, according to the CDC. There are no accurate tests available. There are no tests available to prove that the organism is eradicated or that the patient is cured.
Correct.
There are fewer than 50% of patients with Lyme disease recall a tick bite.
Correct.
I can recall that I got bit. I remember seeing it. It was there for years. I'm talking 15 years that bite mark was there.
Wow.
Yeah. Fewer than 50% of patients will, with Lyme disease, recall any sort of rash. Now, I didn't get a rash. It was a very small red mark around the bite.
Yeah, the statistics on the bullseye rash that everybody focuses on is anywhere, depending upon who you're talking to, 17 to 50% remember a rash of any kind, not particularly the bullseye.
Is this Elisa? Is that what that is?
ELISA, the ELISA screening test.
All right. Unreliable.
Yes. 70% false negative.
Yeah, let's see. So it says the common ELISA test you receive at your doctor's office misses 35% of culture-proven Lyme disease. Some studies indicate up to 50% of patients tested for Lyme disease receive false negative results. So blood testing is not a...
It's symptoms, bro.
Yeah, it is.
And how you react to treatment.
It's crazy. Symptoms, he said as I stared at his phone. Let's talk about this now. So we were talking about how some symptoms. We were talking about the disease itself. How can it be contracted? Let's always also pass the information on that it is an STD as well. So if somebody has Lyme disease and you have sex with somebody, it can be transmitted that way as well.
They have just found and verified that, yes, in the last 6 months.
Wow, it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So let's make sure that you take care of your business there. And always wrap, Kent. Always wrap.
Well, and don't give blood.
Yeah.
If you've got Babesia, Bartonella, or Borreliosis, which is Lyme disease,
yeah.
You know, the other thing too is when you take that tick out, don't use anything other than the tweezers at a 45-degree angle, pulling out backwards at the very tip of the head. You do not want that tick to regurgitate you.